Morning, dear students. Today's topic is continuous auditing. Okay, continuous auditing means from the day one they are doing the auditing. Whatever the transactions are happening day by day, they are doing the auditing for some intervals, like for 1 month, 2 month, like that. Okay, let's see the meaning. Meaning of continuous audit. Continuous audit is an internal process. It is an internal process that examines accounting practices, risk controls, compliance, information technology systems, and business procedures on an ongoing basis. Okay, on an ongoing basis, in the sense it is a continuous basis. Okay, in the regular basis they are doing the auditing. Continuous audits are usually technology driven in the sense used the technology. Okay, like by the automatic, it will check the errors automatically. Understood? Checking the errors automatically. How it is going to check the errors? By which one? The system. By the system, the errors are detected by the system. Whenever the errors or anomalies, that is manipulations, happens, there will be one alarm, that is which will make one sound. Okay, that time there will be a detection of errors. This is called continuous audit. Continuous audit or a detailed audit is another name for continuous audit is detailed audit. It is an audit which involves a detailed examination of books of accounts at regular intervals. Regular intervals in the sense it may be 1 month, 3 months, like that. Whatever the intervals the auditor want to take, he can take that. But it will be continuous, not at the end. Clear? The auditor visits clients at regular intervals during the financial year and checks each and every transaction. Okay. At the end of the year, auditor checks the profit and loss account and the balance sheet. Here, the auditor is checking those transactions, each and every transaction throughout the year. At the end of the year, he will check the profit and loss account and balance sheet and he will complete his work. That is the thing here. A continuous audit is not of much use to small firm. Why? Because there is no any much transaction will be there. Understood? There will be the number of transaction is very less, so that it is not suitable for small firms. It is only suitable for the large firms where the transaction is more. Okay, where the turnover is more, and if a small firm choose the continuous audit, it will be very costlier for them. Okay, because there is no such transactions, that much transaction is not there, and the auditor will come in the regular interval, and we have to pay to that auditor, and he will not have that much work, so it will be expensive, and it is preferred not to choose by the small firms or small undertakings. Okay, let's see. Now see this, where and all the continuous audit can be used. First one is bank. Okay, bank, where after the end of the financial year, that is 31st March, okay, where it is desired to choose the display of the financial statement. Okay, the second one, where the volume of transaction is very large, that I have said. Wherever the transaction is more, it is preferable to choose continuous audit. Third one, where the statement of account is required to be presented to the management after every month, because that auditor will come at every interval, that is maybe for 1 month or quarter, in the sense 3 months. Okay, how we are doing the quarter? 12 into 1 by 4, what is that? 3. So 3 months, quarter means 3 months, where the statement of account is required to be present to the management after every month or for quarter. At that time, it is preferable to choose continuous audit, because the auditor will come and see the accounts and he will check any errors happen or not. So it is preferable there. Fourth one, where no satisfactory system of internal check is in operation. If there is internal check, we have studied already, that is internal audit. In internal audit, the Internal staff will check all the audit account work. If there is any errors or frauds happened, he will said he will inform it to the management. So if there is no any internal check, it is preferable to have continuous audit. This is the thing. Next one is advantages of continuous audit. What are the advantages of continuous audit? First one is easy to quick discovery of errors. Why? Because it happens in the regular intervals, it is very easy to discover the errors. That is very quickly. Understood? It is very easy to detect the errors and frauds easily and quickly because of the regular interval checks. Understood? Second one, knowledge of technical details. Since the auditor remain more in touch with the business, he is in the position to know its technical details and hence can be of great help to her or his clients by making valuable suggestion. That means since he is in touch with them regularly, as he is visiting them for 1 month or 3 months or so on, in the regular touch he will be there with them. So he knows whatever the technical details, how they are maintaining the accounts, who is maintaining the accounts, on what basis they are doing that work. If there is any changes needed, he can suggest them. That is the thing. That is one advantages. Third one, quick presentation of accounts. Quick presentation of accounts means as every month or every quarter of month there will be one check. Okay, there will be one check by the auditor. So it is very easy to present the accounts at the end. Understood? When the financial year is ending at that time, that is annual general meeting time, there will be very easier for the management to present their accounts as it is audited regularly. Fourth one, keeps the client staff alert. Client's staff alert means client means business where the auditor is visiting. There will be staffs like auditor, management like that, and the employees. So this continuous audit will make the staff alert. Why alert? They know that auditor will come and check their accounts. Okay, and they will keep the accounts up to date. Because if today one transaction happened, they will not continue that transaction till tomorrow. They will enter today itself because the auditor may come at any interval. There is no any rules to auditor to come at this particular moment. He can come at his interval. So there will be one moral check on the staff. There will be one alert. So the client's staff will be alert about the auditor so that they will maintain the accounts properly. Fifth one, moral check on the client staff. Moral check, that one I said in the previous point, that is if the auditor pays surprise visit, it will have a considerable moral check on the clients preparing the accounts as they do not know whether when the auditor may visit to check. The same what I said in the previous point. See here why it is alert? Because they will maintain the accounts up to date as the auditor will come at any time. Okay, and they will have an alert that he will detect their frauds at any visit. So here moral check on client's staff, that is unknowingly one auditor will have one moral check on the staff. He will think that staffs will think that the auditor will come and see their accounts. Okay, he will see their accounts. If there is any frauds or any manipulation happen, so he will unknowingly stop those manipulations. Okay, that is called moral check. Next comes disadvantages of continuous audit. First one, alteration of figures. Alteration of figures in the sense that the auditor will come for 1 month or 2 month, I have said. After visiting, he will check all this transaction which has happened earlier. Correct. So he will not check again what has happened before. So there will be more chances of alteration of figures. Figures alteration means if it is 5,000, you can make it 15,000. You can make it 50,000. Like that. Figures alteration. Okay, it is possible because those auditor who is coming for the continuous audit, he will not check further. That is what is his work earlier he done. He is not going to do that. So there will be more chances of alteration of figures. Second one, disturbance of client's work. Disturbance of client's work means the frequent means again and again. Aga. The frequent visits by the auditor may disturb the work if the client cause inconvenience to the latter. Latter means the previously said thing ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. latter ಅಂದರೆ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ ವಿಷಯ. The frequent visit ಅಂದರೆ the workers, the employees or the accountant who is doing his accounts daily on the regular basis, he will get disturbance by the auditor's visit. What is the work of auditor? He will come and ask those accounts, ask those supporting evidence, the memo, the cash memo, the bill, etc. He will ask. So it will be bit disturbance for the client. Third one, expensive. Continuous audit is an expensive system of audit because an auditor devote more time. So company need to pay more amount as the remuneration of an auditor. Like if it is an auditor that is annual audit, he is coming for once in a year. Okay, but in the continuous audit, he is coming for in the regular intervals, I say. So it will be expensive for the company or for the organization to pay the remuneration of the auditor. So it is called expensive. Fourth one, queries may remain outstanding. Queries in the sense the question, the doubts. It may remain outstanding. ಬಾಕಿಯಾಗಿ ಉಳಿಯಬಹುದು. ಹೇಗೆ? The auditor, that is audit clerk, may lose the thread of work and the queries which he wanted to make may remain outstanding as there might be long interval between two visits. That is, if he came for 1 month and he checked everything and he had some doubts and he kept pending there, and after that he came after 3 months, you think that he will forget that. He will forget whatever doubt he had before. So there will be chances of outstanding queries. Okay, those doubts will remain outstanding. Fifth one, extensive note taking. Extensive note taking in the sense that is the auditor will ask so many questions, so many details. That is asking again and again. It is also the disadvantage of a continuous audit. Now next topic is proper safeguard to be taken to overcome the drawbacks of continuous audit. That is, these are the disadvantages I have said. To overcome this, adannu ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, to safeguard that, whatever the steps are there. Let's see. First one, the auditor should so plan his audit program that no part of his work at any visit is left undone. That is, that auditor should have some plan. Like today, I am visiting that client's business, and these and all work I have to be done. He have to make one plan. What is the purpose of that plan? So that he should not leave or it should not be left any work. It should not be left undone. Second one, the auditor should complete the checking of book as far as possible in one sitting. That is, if he is auditing one purchase book, he should complete that purchase book. As he is coming for the interval, that is 1 month, 3 months, the transaction will be less when compared to the annual audit. Okay. So he should complete that work in one sitting. Why? So that there should be one check, that is yes, I have completed till here from the last visit, so I have to start from here in the next visit, so that he can have one idea. Third one, when he starts next, he should have a glance over the transaction already checked earlier. This will avoid the possibility of any omission. Why he have to note down that idea, that is the work, that is to get or avoid the omission. Omission ಅಂದರೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಿಡುವುದು. ವೆನ್ ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಅವನು ಆಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಕನ್ನು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಎಸ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಅಂತ, ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ವೆನ್ ಹಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಸಿಟ್ಸ್, ಯಾವಾಗ ಅವನು ಇನ್ನೊಮ್ಮೆ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ he will have an idea that I have stopped till here ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಒಮ್ಮೆ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನೋಡಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ದ ಒಮಿಷನ್ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್. ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗುವ ಚಾನ್ಸಸನ್ನು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಒನ್, he should prepare elaborate notes and checklist on the each visit so that he may be able to find out whether any alteration has been made by the client staff. ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ವಿಚ್ ಎವರ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಹಿ ಶುಡ್ ಮೈಂಟೈನ್. ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಇದರ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಇಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಫ್ ಎನಿ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಮೇಡ್, ಆಲ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಿಗರ್ಸ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ಆಯಿತು ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ. ಫಿಫ್ತ್ ಒನ್, ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಕಮೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ದ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಟ್ ಈಚ್ ಸಬ್ಸಿಕ್ವೆಂಟ್ ವಿಸಿಟ್, the auditor must carefully glance over the work done at the previous visit. That I have said. Okay, it is repeated. Sixth one, there should be strict instruction from the auditor to the client staff prohibiting them that is if any alteration made, that is this one is your punishment, or I will tell to the management, or I will tell to the shareholders, I will inform it to the shareholders, like that one strict instruction should be there from the auditor for manipulating the rules. If any changes, he should not think that yeah, it is their accounts, they can do that. He should have one strict prohibition, instruction should be there. Okay. Seventh one, it is desirable for the auditor to arrange his visit to the client's business at irregular interval. That is, the auditor should not say his next visit, yes, I am coming after exactly after 1 month. He should not say that. He should keep its what secret. Okay, keep your next move secret. Have you heard that? ನಿಮ್ಮ next move ಅನ್ನು secret ಆಗಿಡಿ ಅಂತ. Like that it is preferable to the auditor, because there will be chances of frauds. Like yes, he is coming on this date. Okay, on that date we should be very alert. Okay, they may think that. So the auditor should not say his next visit when he is visiting the business. He should not say that. Eighth one, as there is greater possibility of manipulation in case of nominal accounts, the audit of these accounts should be postponed till the end. That is, nominal account in the sense those expenses and income, profit, losses, then expenses like salaries, wages, rent, etc. This and all comes under the nominal account, isn't it? Those accounts auditing should be kept at the end, because there is more chances of manipulation or alteration of figures in those accounts. So it is preferable to keep those accounts auditing at till the last end. Okay, end means on the financial state year, in the end of the financial year, that is 31st March or December, whenever the company's those transaction is completing, on that day while auditing the financial statements, that is profit and loss account and balance sheet, on that day you have to audit the nominal accounts. Okay, these are for today's class. I hope you understood. If any doubts further, you can ask. And in textbooks like B.S. Raman, and there will be different textbook for auditing. You will get more points about advantages and disadvantages. and you can add those also in your notes. And for now you can write this PPT, you can write in your notes and complete those works. Don't keep it pending. Clear? Okay. Thank you for your time.